things, and you should be the one to be going to the field to be doing implementation. When you go to the field, you know, when you are doing projects, you know, right? Always those on the field have to spend a lot. But you will be the one, because I brought the project, I will send something small for you to go. How do you expect me to implement this with this? And in fact, these are all things that every one of us here is privy to. And when we are forming partnerships, let us not forget about them. Let us not forget about them. They are bound to happen. With MOUs, these things ought to be well established. My answer is, let the person come out and enjoy job to have a common understanding to whatever clause that you will have in there. So I think egos have to be, managed when it comes to some of these things. My next question will have to be greater.
I also think that when there's lack of transparency. When there's lack of transparency. Yeah. So for instance, we are into partnership. We say you do X, Y, Z. I'll give you the budget. Now I want to check the X, Y, Z, and then it comes a lot of stories. So then there's lack of transparency. That was okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In fact, some of these things they interrelate. Yeah, but the team that worked on the theme did a very good job. I have to admit. We look at the next. What role should local leaders? So we have our chiefs, which we have some here, our church leaders, and government officials. What role should they also play? And over here, to permit me to say, we've had a series of talks that have clearly put some of these, roles that they play at bay. In fact, we saw the exchange, and I mean in a good way, a good exchange between the grandmother from Utam and then the DC, where they were trying to find out who is in charge when it comes to building of health facilities, specifically the CHIPS. And it was very interesting, the submissions that our Honorable DC, gave. But these are things that if you know from the onset as an NGO, you know where the gaps that you could fill. And that is what we expect. So let me run through what I have here with some of the rules, but in as much as a lot have been said already. But I will also go to the approvals that my honorable registrar also gave. Is very important. There are the regulatory bodies. The regulatory bodies. If you are not known from today, I think we do well to have ourselves registered. And then there is also one point that I'm very critical into with the mobilization of the community mobilization. The community leaders play a very huge role. So if you think you are entering a community and you are going to do everything by yourself, please, then the assembly member will come down, and or probably the whole activity will not come on because they are not aware. And it's very true. With whatever stance they will do what? They will put it across. The chiefs have to be made aware to assist in the mobilization processes. So when something of that sort comes by,
at times, most times, community now, occasionally chiefs now, introducing chief number back there. If so, they are going to use government or the community. Now one national community now. No way invite you. Now I mean about America.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, and again, there is also the cultural alignment that our leaders within the community also play. You see, some of us, maybe our community number to Libra, it's Casacran, young people, oh my, I yes, but there are places that you have to be careful with what you say. So when you engage these leaders, they are able to align, whatever thing you are going to share with the community to suit whatever cultural system that you have there. Okay. And I will look at how can collaborating NGOs ensure sustainability. How can collaborating NGOs ensure that this partnership that they formed is sustained for the long-term purpose? So again, there should be a partnership, vision and values. So that means the partnership, you should have well-established goals. You should also have a joint strategic planning on activities that you are going to be doing within that partnership processes. Also, there should be some resource pooling. Probably, I can't say for you, but not all of us are the plan planners or the world visions. With you as the probably executive director and about 2-3 people, you are running your NGO. With partnership, you can get a full house of experts. So when we talk about resource pooling, you bring in the expertise you have, the other partner brings in the expertise that you lack. And this forms a very strong joint thing that you can what? If it's proposal, work on it. If it's implementation, implement it. Because in our work, the most important thing is what? Accountability. If you are not able to account, I do a reporter, actual report meeting will be over class 2 or JHS. No. I can't give you this kind of money for this kind of report. I hope we all understand, yes. So you need somebody who can account with details, whether financial or field narrative. Even with your pictures, you have to make sure you are getting the quality depending on the funds that you have received. Income purchase can be today millions, and you come and do so all these things have to be considered. Resource pooling have to be considered when you are looking at a long-term partnership purpose. We move on to how do NGOs establish mutual accountability with community partners. Mutual accountability. It's not forced accountability, but mutual. So I think we've had a lot. So there could be community scorecards that you can utilize. Again, you can have joint review meetings with the community members. This is what we have done. What was the impact? Tell us. Don't hide anything. If it was good, it was good. If it was bad, tell us. We go and refine and then come back again. Again, there should be clear grievance mechanisms, resolutions. It shouldn't be as if there's a Nanabi and I say assembly member Bishop on one. We mean one, so review meeting one honor. Your people check the power. No. When it happens, one thing I always say is the community suffers. The community suffers. Again, there should be shared performance indicators that we all will assess to ensure that mutual accountability with the community partners is what? Well sustained. And this thing is obviously 2 ways. I come and build a toilet facility for you. Within just 2 years, it is gone. I say, how do you expect me to bring me more? No, in Janeso, yeah, one of wasn't be. Thank you very much. So I bring you. So these are things that when there is that mutual consent or mutual discussions, we come out and we all find ways to establish some of these. And it's not, or it shouldn't be seen as if one is being superior to the other. No, we are all looking forward to community development, and that should be the ultimate. All right. The next thing should be what strategies encourage open communication between NGOs. Open communication between NGOs, some strategies. And over here, I think we'll look at joint field visits. We all go to the field to see what is being done. Everybody will have whatever they would like to say. There's an open communication. I won't catch enough from man. There should also be an open data sharing. So a lot of people are using the cloud, where everybody puts in whatever they have, and everybody sees it. You don't have to go and meet in one room like what we have done with Jojo, and we put everything on paper. And as a American, you know. So sometimes you give them that open data sharing opportunities for them to utilize it. Again, there should be, so that's what it is, a shared digital platforms. Shared digital platforms. So you utilize that. And then regular coordination meetings, to ensure everybody is up to speed with whatever that is being done. How do you handle conflicts in NGO partnership? I think I should come to you. How do you handle NGO to NGO partnership conflicts? It takes sometimes you, the person who have secured the project, you sometimes are loud. But one thing is we're looking for the sustainability of the partnership, because as partners we grow together. So once you're looking at the sustainability of the partnership, we are always looking at the fact that conflicts that may arise have to be tackled early. You get what I mean? You don't wait for it to escalate before. No, tackle it immediately. You sense you have your own, modus operandi. You know, but you realize the partner, or as you said, you have a mutual, memorandum of understanding that you have established, and you realize the partner is doing otherwise. Quickly draw his or her attention. You don't wait. Say, project, you are afraid of action there, and you have to wait, and activity way in order to be. That's kind of I say. It means one has to refund, and I don't know who start. Then the project suffers. So we tackle or we address conflicts right at the onset. Again, we also have to use mediation when necessary. And when I say mediation, I'm not looking at the fact that probably you have to go to the court or no. You see, there are always people, organizations that we look up to. So immediately you say or you address and you realize it's not working, you try bringing someone in to mediate. The executive directors can sit, and then whatever infractions can be addressed. So with this partnership that we are forming, there are leaders that will be on. You can easily pick a field or one. There is this project we are doing, my partner is that explain it. And then one day during either a review meeting or a consultation meeting, we use that to address whatever infractions that we have. And finally, what I want to say is there should always be maintained professional communication. There should always be maintained professional communication. About it means that we know your partner, and yet I'm not a physical. Not actually, I'm not and yet they can become virtual. It was saying that I also show. Let's document it. Put it on file. So please, let's use the professional communication models to address some of these partnership issues. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you First of all, I also think in relation to the conflict, number one, we also have to identify that particular source of the conflict. Even miscommunication. If I said the roles and responsibility are not clearly spelled out. Now, I want to hear before, so quickly, then you draw the person's attention. And then most importantly, you should maintain open communication. But when there's any gap in terms of capacity building, then you will pick up a person. And that's all to try to respect each other. And if people are not in terms of the or kind of you have to also pay attention and give respect to each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And one thing, in all this, there should be a working MOU. So always our source reference or our reference point is the MOU that I always say. But that should be the formal point where the partnership begins. All right. So we look at how do cultural differences impact NGO community partnerships, and how can they be navigated? How do cultural differences impact NGO community partnerships, and how can they be navigated? So these cultural differences, we are looking at misunderstanding. Sometimes your defined objectives probably will not be in line with the community's cultural principles. So these are misunderstandings that you are likely to have. There could also be the mistrust, like I've said. NGOs might have gone there to spoil there already. So you going there, you are being tagged along. You know, the man was the young family no why they. And then there's also the resistance that you get. Sometimes you go into the community, they don't want to see your face at all. So these are some of the differences that we are likely to have. And then how do we go through some of navigate along? So we have, there should be cultural orientation of staff. This time, your staff. Before you go into the community, we talked about engaging the chiefs, the community leaders and all that. I then go and gather all these things. And then you come and do an in-house preparation. Get your staff psyched or prepared culturally to move into the community. Again, where possible, you use local facilitators. Community or on school. On school. So sometimes the communication, you have to know, I remember some time ago, I think last year, we went to Senya, to do a focus group discussion. And I'm a fancy, my boss too is a fancy. Even though they understand it, you know, but you realize they felt comfortable saying or commenting in the Senya. Yes. Then, lucky for us, we had a community leader sitting in the forward, but he wasn't supposed to be there. But we deliberately made him sit around. And when we got to that point, we just brought him, Papa, your time has come. So take the mic and then engage. You know, so he basically became a translator. And the whole session was brilliantly executed. If not, we would have found, probably would have to massage some of our reporting to assume that they understood us and they would open up to whatever submissions they gave. But that would have been a good report. But for the translator, we were able to get a fair discussion. Another point too will be, you have to respect the customs and world traditions. So when you are moving into the community, whatever they tell you, please, so that you don't create that conflict. You're only finding your way. Because you are there for just a short time. If it is a 6 month project, if it is 1 year, if it is 2 years, if it is 5 years, remember it is still a short time. You will finish and leave. Okay. And then also avoid imposing external solutions. Solutions have to be homegrown. Solutions have to be homegrown. Allow them to come out with whatever solution that they have. You are only to guide them to the target. Don't infer or suggest for them. All right, so that is it for the cultural differences that we are likely to have with the community NGO partnerships. All right, we'll move to the next. What are the benefits of co-creation or co-creating project proposals with other NGOs and communities? So at this point, I like it very much. If we are coming together as partners, it is important to be co-create. Let's come together and think, so that both of us can own, or the consortium can own the project. You wouldn't be the brain and I wouldn't be the tail. So what are some of the benefits when we co-create projects? So stronger funding proposals are established. Because in this case, two heads came together to put whatever proposal that you have together. And obviously, it would be what? Stronger than if one person had gone through that process. And again, there is also the shared expertise. I think I have made mention of this already. You may have certain experts in your office, but there could be lacking, or you could be lacking. You are obviously to find that at your partner's office. So it also comes down to when establishing your partnership. What kind of partnership do you even go for? You have to know that. Either you are going for resource-based partnership, or you are going for implementation-based partnership, or what have you. You have to consider that, so that you know where you are going towards be when that partnership is finally put together. Again, there's also an increased community ownership. So there's also an increased community ownership. And in this case, because the co-creation is between you, the NGO, and the community then owns the project you are coming in. So the needs assessment, you engage them, community entry, have that discussion with them, let them know what you want to come out and do. Because by certain they will have only that opportunity to tell you the problems they have. You'll be surprised, their problem will not be what you had initially intended. And also there will be reduced duplication. So if it is NGO community partnership, because you are co-creating, the community will be able to tell you, oh, it's a physical order, then you're engaged, but you see, you wouldn't just have to go and write something on school, where we want to build a school or a KG facility for them. They already have. They want to progress. So at least you have had a sifted proposal to put together, which obviously will be more impactful to the community. And there is also the higher impact potential, obviously. If everything goes through as expected, the impact will be well grounded amongst the beneficiaries of the community. We look at the next. What role does feedback play in strengthening NGO partnerships? What role does feedback play in strengthening NGO partnerships? So as NGOs have made mention of accountability, this is very important to our work. So one, the feedback improves project design. So our engagement with the people, allowing them to tell you what they are going through. You are able to identify, or they are able to tell you the pertinent issue they are facing, which comes to enrich your proposal or your project design. Again, we say it helps you to identify gaps early. You may sit at your office and have everything designed and all that, but when it comes to how you're going to put together this project, it's a problem. This kinds of discussions helps you to identify the gap, where to go, where not to go, and it helps make your implementation even easier. Again, it also builds trust. It builds trust. Again, it encourages learning and innovation. And when I say innovation, it refers to the new ideas that the other party or the other members share with you. That becomes an innovation. And then it strengthens accountability as well. We look at last but one. What role does feedback play? Okay, so then we look at the last but not the least. What steps can NGOs take to ensure their exit strategy doesn't harm community partnership? What strategies can we adapt to ensure that our exit strategy doesn't harm community partnership? And over here too, I would like to preface it with a comment that I had with one organization that we wanted to engage or partner with them. They asked, what is the scar that when volunteers are leaving the students, what scar do they leave? You see, a white person have come to volunteer with students, young children, and they have bonded. So now the time for the volunteer to go has come, is due. The volunteer is leaving. That space that is created, and we all know kids. They know Madam Tina is going to school. So how does that child feel? The psychological scar or trauma, the emotional thing. These were the things they were looking for before they either renew the partnership or otherwise for us. So let's look at what should be some of the exit strategies that we have to consider when we are leaving the community. So, interestingly, the first point that I have here is there should be a capacity building before withdrawal. Prepare them before you exit. So, the capacity building session before withdrawal. Another thing too is there ought to be an early exit planning. You don't just wake up and then decide that you are done with the project. No. There should be an early exit planning that ought to take place. Again, your exiting shouldn't be a one-off. It should be what? Transitional or gradual. It should be gradual. Especially those of us who are into the infrastructure business. Sometimes you just finish the facility and you think that is all. You are going, maybe don't forget, we are not government officials. You have to sometimes even guide them on how to use it. So once you are done, and you probably will have say 3 months ahead of you to leave, to exit and leave. What you can do is what? Is to walk that 3 months path with what? With them. On how to use, how to protect, and even how to maintain if possible. Yes, sustainability is a very key thing. Now, when you're writing a proposal and you don't put in a whole chapter for sustainability, they will throw your proposal away. So you should have a sustainability roadmap for whatever project you want to implement. So how the project gets
project also can end that. Maybe as an NGO, you have to write an end of project report. The way to write that man, this is assembly, no. And we hear that and back on hand. I'm not going to free our way. The people one now, I'm not going to benefit another numbers, you know. And you have my volunteer work. Now, what they are so low. So, and the report also my saying, if you can project name, but NGOs war, I mean, by contract before 5 years, no project now. It's a different NGO in Koba. As if the number go to an O, the Mungo for Bell, obey you, it's the same project. also so also going to find some person.
Thank you. Mose, thank you very much. I think my job is done. So
no, you are not done, but you have to pause for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Query and the battery, and whilst we are taking our snacks, we will keep on. We will continue with
the other activities.
Yeah, other activities, and then our brother will come and break the action plan down for us, whilst we are taking our snacks. Yeah. Then after that, I will all into a summary, and then we can move on to the end here.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. As NGOs, everything that we do falls under a category, and so we put together 7 different interventions, and I'm going to outline them, and then once you hear the intervention, you definitely know where you fall as an NGO, looking at your thematic areas that you operate. So the first one is humanitarian and emergency interventions, and that is disaster relief and response management, food security and nutrition, shelter, sanitation and hygiene, and then emergency health services. So if you are under these areas, then that you fall under the humanitarian and emergency interventions. The second one we have is the environmental and climate interventions. Waste management and recycling, climate resilience and adaptation, conservation and renewable energy, and then environmental education. So these also falls under the environmental and climate interventions. Then we have the government and advocacy interventions. That is civic education, policy advocacy, community leadership development, and then human rights protection. Then arts, culture, and common development intervention. We have the creative arts and culture preservation, youth engagement through the arts, community exhibitions and festivals, and then creative economy development. Then we also have capacity building and institutional interventions. And then these are the NGO CSO capacity building, community training and leadership, monitoring, evaluation and learning, and digital skills and innovations. Then we have social development interventions. That's education and literacy, health and mental health, gender equality and social inclusion, child protection and disability support. Then the last one, we have the economic empowerment interventions, that is self-reliance activities, entrepreneurship management support, agribusiness and value chain development, and then financial literacy and savings support group. Don't worry, we have taken pictures of them, or we will put the document on the group so that we can all have a look at it after that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Putting all together, we are here to celebrate the Wod NGO Day with a great support and initiative from our Queen Mother, who see that this day is a very great day for NGOs, not only NGOs, but philanthropists, politicians, everybody who sees to it that the development of our communities, our districts, our regions are at stake, and therefore we need to observe these days. Not only that, we coming here, she has been able to put together a little capacity building for us, because it knows that there are a lot of NGOs war communities, and we want to do something, but the ways to go about it is a problem. And he said, yeah, maybe we to organize a whole idea. NGO being woman is for the 3 days. ọbẹ̀ lodge yẹn kò hotel no dey train yẹn nso yẹn maa mi wàá ma yẹ de just a half of the day yẹ de abẹ yẹ. Kakra mi pẹ dẹ mi ma yẹ NGOs no anayẹ a yẹ pẹ dẹ yẹ bua either religious leaders politicians we know say there are a whole lot of areas yẹ pẹ dẹ yẹ bua but whenever you are helping. We should see ourselves as one umbrella or one tree that we are producing something for the environment. And then, you are an NGO. You can go and put it on your social media saying, say, Nana, we organize Namadi or the training. By mentioning her name in your on your platform, obiara click ni tia eda kono ho. Mesrama yamma de ade yin na ebe. At the same time, you are also amplifying your voice or your organization or yourself to the public. Yen na ye ba de ye beboa na botaya esine ni so ewie pe. Yem pele afisi na yenti ya honka. Until this forum as an association and a team. All the time, discussions na idea sharing. If you are feeling so, you have na the way forward. You have build the network you have every continue from the platform. Some of us, the NGOs, they teach baby, I want you to there. Nana, any questions they share? Generate answers now. Nana, I have a platform. Obi can be generating money that one will be name give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Enti ko na ikonya kwenya bi free na even check community ni bibia na NGO capacity ni stronger. Look for somebody close to you. What community no direct. Any neighbor ha abaye duma wa ha. I will liaise with Keba Africa because we need no waji. Ni obiara give no ha. Remember we lead me to the community. Enti saasuna na na ori offering na oma yekika yetibo. It doesn't mean say na we are helping each other building our capacity. Enti damasuna go down to the community butai esi we ni subiara. Enye obi NVS say your district assembly, say your health directorate, say your social welfare. Any baby am free no. Obi brone crowd on my office because we there I work with the judicial services. Dopsu, social welfare, track, inti, bone there for the other. Na me suma channel ama wo. Na me no ma kan there we dey camera. Inti won bi asem pepe. Me wi a ma twe no, me monitor there. Asem na what dey buy no, na wi ye be for dem. Inti no, ye wa ha dey ye bua ye. Enye there, ye pe no obi mu there, ya kote ni ni bibi ye there. Inti mesre there, jumedi a ya be wa ha se ebe tima na tsewa ejina awa yepa yebe circulate. I believe so obia na leading work platform no. Into retro report kakra na the pictures account there are two Facebook and social media. Fanini shabo no bia mu there. Ono no organize and also ibinya mu DB na dey establish on. Enti kakra mebele be so. Eno be ma ochine bi for community bi. Na if one can say district no one frustrating, education service one frustrating, health directorate one frustrating. Then we will liaise with you. We will that you know your left and right. They will liaise with you and go with you to the community and implement whatever you want to implement. Enti kakra mepele so ma discussions are there. Mede so na fi so. Yeah, very free happy. And I hope so. It's okay. So you can.
I think that you'll be obey the Mazia. But for us to have this opportunity, or then getting that cinema, and then that's it. So. There for us to utilize, I have to admit. Let's make good use of that. And without much ado, I will call on the chairman to give us his remarks. With a round of applause, let's welcome him.
Me, I promise you, say, Mokomo platform, the way it will be here. Mamma will have course, one fact, maybe I will be out there. I will buy 100 pieces of my course. I will be out there. Then, my lunch, my Ekumfi, I want there. You walk in Kabum NGO. Because this is oh, when you will be missing my short and I thought I won't get a bush. This time around, my memory on child. August, yeah, I don't fight on the other. Maybe one, this is the third time. A confused translation of what I'm going on, Mr. Need dying upon Maria. And she must have there. Remember, on your first, no, okay, the man was as he that. I'm going to be forgetting on Saturday. Corona, what I do, will do more on pay. Remember, typical example. A Kuntaska, maybe Namano, Yan Slant, see that woman by the corner. Would you do that? Me to come up. It's a man so argument is my man. And my battle. And that battle is a beautiful battle in the Ekumfi. Even Ghana. Ekumfi Australia, me na me. Yell by a battle, one fast as what's one year? Your back come back. Until the force, number quite for you, some better, or you no man's land. Into when you go on that, from go. No, by a boat there. On is an nothing. Obey by a head, never going to light hour. Move up from home. They refer to a light room. Will be by you with your picture. It's my pronounce away on here. Only the first place area, okay. Go for you, cinema. Or you don't want the high because they are under the visible way in what I have also. Be for the Vino. It's a master. The young or young couple of white on your dignity. So far as I may feel now with me, or their fight on the two now. What do you do, baby? Nasa and some of the group one can tell. You ever find out, you want Macassa. So I have a phone on one side. You be at next room. The year we are creating one more back. Or about to Marapa. No, yeah, for it. Now, so give the meeting or in the other. The Nasabama Ekumfi Association. Yama way on loss. It's in there, Waba Company, Emily Metamwation. I mean, Metamwation. Me, a 50 hours, here, donation from crew in Yankan. Some park of winning. medical efficiency. This time around, I'm by your my friend. At least we check a time by about 40 to 60. Na more is in our or you crash me and you, but me, remember my year. I mean, you will put my I am and you for both of us and next time. Yeah, my into the massive. The my main so one come book. Next time one line or line one friend. My promise is that some way ready of a line. If for French countries, we are what to go about t-shirts. French countries. Therefore, at least they go as if in Canada. Oh, yeah, we're not a pay. But the crane now, say, if I tell you, let's say a starter by a year or 2 years, they may imitate account. Madam Massey, we are a coupon on phone to we are in this, we are at the way, we are in a coupon on one more. Again, all of the address, we are crane agent. Speak of freight forwarding, but offering crane agent. When I say Institute of Freight Forwarding, Import and Export, we see you. Now, from Ufuri Mohammed, the company of OJ Supply Service, Ufuri Junior, the minister of the year. It is a PROP, and you will be not above the Yammy River, Niji. Now, I don't know how difficult that you call me. I'm afraid. Because we are very well and I am doing a grand one. A channel about never went to what I shoot or the rest. But there will be a Munama Portland, Nigan Bra or 0244 0244 66 0048. The number way. Come out, everybody first. We turn that time, turn 360. No, it's can't come. I said the space the back. It can't come. I said the space the back. I said another bag faces 560. Into my number letter. I am ready. We are so. We are all Zoom. Some back. Only may promoter. We are on the way. Into all of them. With a massive. 0244 66 0048 0244 66 0048. Okay, so right and servicing. Google Abenya. CEO. Now, I am with my boss and dimension. Madam, there will no way of hitting no independent. So we are on from no problem because study also when you eat with that massive.
That's it. Yeah, chill. One for one, you put of that in there. So, still, I'm going to tough. But you know, my kind on the 11th to 13th of March. 11th to 13th of March. Then, Nana, or skills training for the youth. And youth groups. You should try and get members. But free. Worry. But I believe that we can easily predict the economic value and potential of the group. See, young for young GB. Kaswaf with their Grampus with the Carnation and with their almost Japan Puffer. With woman also, they are motivating from especially the youth to have something sustainable. Now, I didn't the dump there. Where the venture, when I was I wasn't bunching. Young Banchiara, we piece out that bunching, who were Yama in Numa was a bunching. I'm sure they came in and they must have it. I'm perceived about before reason. No, go and go take over the project and I say, I know, obviously, I can't form it. As I say. But you can also. And I remember when I went towards pastries assault, different types. This is
kind of in here about to some what's it some why you can use cassava your common staple. Fear bia benyawu. In a cravia, betu is I hear something extra on the bed. We are better. Enjoy. Yeah, program dinner. We be the pastries. We have had one catch or a bunch of engine that. So now you're another subject man. It is let's try and get our youth involved. Maybe vote of thanks, I don't know. In fact, the planning of this, I know, say no, the time was very limited. But when you coupon now, Oma, it can form a hotel. Now, was a plan to be just the beer, what's the name? This is quite chill. Oh, if you happen, there will be young or enjoy you, what's it can on the volunteerism. My always be a Oba. My yena yashi match and so it was so fast. The man so the one was a migraine or what time the maybe so and cook also in the job. But yeah, Chairman, all can I say, oh free. Him fine for the Berula, Sunyani or Berula, Mama, over to have 9. He is a guy in your council. No, because of the Oracle Master and Oracle Hadia. It's now. It's now, but the coupon still going to massive as a dream. If you had a sort of one, and coupon are so until the time of an need to be our baby as well and pursue Jojo. LDC, unfortunately, was short one of the road. And she just there in Shrebia. Yet you had a honestly rich lesson. In fact, I was very happy with the Nzamba Oriye and Nzamba Ekumfi Mayo, so Niti Oracle carrying. But I'm very happy because the pain don't check and crying, falling out. What I don't know about approach it said, the probably reply. One away. Yeah, said they won't close the kettle. Baby, 118. If a parliamentar, 118. It is a opening to my yet. I'm a community members not feel impact. No, I said assembly soup. No one was not. In fact, my ever kind of on money. See, no man I'm wanting. Now, should ya when you don't know the other, should you know the man go and put on our own income. I'm actually shape you one day. It's soon. Zamani Buhari. Samba. Next thing, the Mama NGO people na so one so sabe and Nigeria you know yeah MC make a ushers no car or nonsense until she oko onye easy I know say I if one day na executive director some one day so more programs be free and show one bibia one message just there this engagement is the first of its kind, and it will only multiply in impact as we move on. Amen. Sisi, I'm waiting. Group photo to the HA. I hope the one I will try was bigger to platform so that.
Because we need to know and then 3 days, will be from the class. The clinic was hospital home. It's very important from there. We have apparatus. I said for 2 weeks. How? I said, in Pamela, I will check the blood pressure. I said for 2 weeks. So I want to send it out. I am so friendly. And see, I was and I said,
Actually, most of the times, they do a home now, or the next no, so they say, or drop attention, they direct to echo. Sometimes you CHMT, Community Health Management Committee, they say, and the BBC one or within the local level. It is they will push it to sub-districts. The sub-districts or one.
For how many days? It will
a depending type of reporting.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Now to that,
oh, God, thank you.
Because then the hospital was waiting for 2 weeks. So what's happening?
Right, sir. At the right time, at the right time. The right time at the right program. At the right time.
So the power of this day.
Collaboration.
The power of this day.
Partnership.
To be honest with you, in some way I can what is it? We only needed a platform. We only needed a platform to engage. That is all. That is all. And see, there, when people meet with common passion, powerful things are made. Already, because this platform, the apparatus, communication, administrative delays. But now, the health of the people is at stake. So, okay. Okay, so mango is it bisap or butter? Bisap. But yara if homemade or your homemade. Oh.
Produced by.
Is it in fact, sponsorship from Nanache. Now, when we are having our activities, we should patronize locally made things. But let us do that, because why should we take our monies to benefit other people? This is can answer no say. Let me add there. Walk come from. We need now allocation. Better make us. My better make us. Make sure that registration our betting to be possible our betting. Yes, sir. More than accident allocation here bad. Ebedu had inquiry as Canada on circulate bad. Or pedestal, your carpenter fi bebre wa hade. One come kumba wa hade ya na won so nya. There was some so hade ni so so ah you be nyanta wo nada. One to tuni na wo. There was still business that when you nyama na one to wo. Yes. And I see ya mango bisa. We are sure that Nana is so my caterer and wow. There are many copy on the graduate steeds that graduate. It is, Mr. Wherever you are doing your program, let's try to patronize ourselves. And this one, assembly, know your programmer. Yeah, I'm going to come back NGO, but I'm ready to try. NGO, we are a partner. Tell my car, so once I see a sandwich, so when we are getting something from them, and soon as so we thank assembly so very much. In fact, the space for thank you very much. DC you are granted. Why I think he's doing a very good job, and all we can do is to continuously pray for good health and wisdom. When you are, a DC as a young DC, forces and the yes, easy, but we can only pray for a prosperous Ekumfi decisions. I think that they will be tough, but also civil societies and NGOs and universities tarnish when we know it's right. If it's not wrong, if it's wrong, we consult to bring it back. We get there. Ekumfi, but for the time, we try. And I must say,
there's a slight comment.
You are the closing prayer.
That Professor Namakani and Amara Academic Say, what about to the Yabrana, Nayam Port, but Amara me the catch. It must say, Bra, everybody, young more than a Yabaka Yamabu. Na yet you maybe Abu Ekumfi. Yama and never so on Juma. Say a Kadama, young boy of more than a Juma. I'm a Juma boy. I'm the same number one. Yet I was in your share. It's Yaba every year, Juma. I'm a sort of Yaba meets you to the man. Ye would yet every year you may see. Maybe be a Minjana member. Ramasi, Yabon Pine. Yet I say, or so young coupon. They're all in you that there, doubt them. Obabado, in na abadami. Oh, Sayiba Kabume, I don't think. It's a braya can one woman would be. Yami, when you want either yes, so there, them in Kambomi, on yet in Kamboma, or the Puntu, Obabra and Abrabo, and I can't confuse mine, and I trample, I try confuse. The Mara airborne pie, the Boara, what woman swore the wood home NGOs. Yami mongo ni mezi na nyansa. Damara na penyufa. Mechina na nampu to him. No so ate nisika. Na hudu da bono jumeti ya kodwi. Wasa so ashabo. There rate obaye t-shirts. Another cause not that man. Tulum konna bono huban. Mana hunyezi mondo. Na honfe bimbuwa monsendam. Kayano kwayano do. Na dem power na do yabobui. Onyo popa. Teyechi na tosupagudu. Abu cheese says the Namara Yelko so rather than nothing could do in a few was the dream. Yes, with Jack or Bat and the Susuko. Amen.
Amen. For Chelsea, I'm very networking, making sure that you need to